Hey folks, it's Scott.Semone. Today, super beautiful day. I actually should be out riding. However, just got the bike back from service. A couple things I want to try and get done today. I am actually going to attempt the valve adjustment. But like I said, just got the bike back from service. A couple things. I'm going to note the service that actually took place. Get my receipt. I'm going to get that into my book. Couple things. I've been working on the book here, and I do have an entire maintenance section. So right here I have the rear wheel drive, got the transmission fluid, engine oil, and the valve adjustment. So I'll be working off of this book today, just to get my my torque specifications, feeler gauges in place. Also looking at the specifications for the transmission fluid. So if you actually read the capacity, it does say 1.15 liters. But I did see a note in the service manual that it was also plus 50 milliliters. So I'm going to actually add 50 milliliters to my transmission gearbox today, and let that run for a little bit and see if I like it. Hose for getting that in there, but some eye candy. This is the Roland Sands machine brake fluid. So this is for the rear brake reservoir, and it looks like I have the brake and clutch fluid reservoir caps. So super nice stuff, right? This is like eye candy for sure. I've always liked this bike right out of the box, right? If you look at the reservoir covers today, right? Berlin built, nice chrome. This one here, again, really nice. I'm not too crazy about the directions or the sticker being stamped on the top there. And then you know, if you look at the bottom here for the rear brake, this reservoir, again, also really nice. It's got some directions there. So this basically, these covers, that's all they do. And when I actually step back and I look at it, right, the black with that that brushed aluminum finish, I mean, it is a nice contrast with the black and white pinstriping on the first edition bagger. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get these things in place and see if I like it. I'm going to get the bike up on the stand, get it nice and level. I'm going to tackle the transmission fluid, and then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start working on these cylinder heads, get the covers off, get to those valves, and we'll try and document as much of this as possible. Hopefully this video helps. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start on the right hand side of the bike, which is going to be the rear brake reservoir. So the kit provides 3 screws, M4. They have these spacer bushings which are tapered. So the 2 longer bushings are going to be on this side of the reservoir cap, and then the shorter one is going to be in the back here. I did notice that the rear reservoir is a Torx T20, where the front brake and clutch is a T25. So let's go ahead and get over to this side of the bike. We'll get this thing going. I'm going to go ahead and remove these screws while keeping pressure on the lid itself. And I just got the bike back yesterday. I was going to do the valve, have them do it. I decided I was going to do it, and I had them do the annual fluid change for the brakes, and I can already see that one of my screws here is kind of chewed up, you know. So I guess when it's not your bike, mechanics will just do what they need to do to get the job done, I guess, as quick as possible. But hence why doing a lot of this stuff is, well, 1, pretty therapeutic, and then 2, At least I know it's done correctly, and it's my bike. So I've used this tool in the past. This is the tool I use when changing out the airbox. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to put the T25 or the T20 in there. I'm just going to get this little wrench on there, and that's going to allow me to go ahead and just loosen that up. And these things are pretty loose. You can just do them with your fingers if you have a little T20 torque set. So again, I'm keeping pressure on the lid, and I want to be super careful not to let any brake fluid leak. It's super corrosive. So I'm going to put the tapered spacers in. So that's one taper side down, right? So these are the two taller spacers, and then the shorter is designated for the front. Alright, go ahead, we're going to place this cap on. And then with the screws that are provided, go ahead and just get these started. Just do them with my fingers for now. Then I'll get in there and we'll tighten them up. The directions from the BMW site for this particular accessory states 4 Newton meters. So we'll at some point I'll get a torque wrench out here and tighten it down. 4 Newton meters. That's probably just get in there and just tighten it up, and we'll take it from there. All right. So once we get this thing tight, cinched down, we'll get a better look of what the finished product actually looks like here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and collect the original hardware that I took off the rear brake reservoir. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in the original packaging that the Roland Sands kit came in. I'm going to save it. When I went into the R18, I sold a 2008 GS Adventure, and that had 96,000 miles on it, almost 97,000. So this is the packaging, how it comes. Insert lifts out. That's the 2 lids. Looks like I have all the hardware. I see 3 bolts each, so for a total of 6. And then it looks like I have 6 bushings, all tapered. I actually bought these used off of a forum. I think a BMW owner sold his bike, took these things off before trading it in, and I think he went from a first edition R18 to a R18 bagger. So same thing, we're going to go ahead and get this squared away. I'm going to need 3 bolts, I've got an Allen. I'm going to need a T25 Torx to remove the original, and 3 tapered, 2 tall ones, and 1 short one. It'll be in that configuration. Alright, so let's move over to the bike. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I need to take or lock in that front wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and lower and that's going to allow me to turn the handlebars fully. Alright, I've moved my son's toolbox, which actually doubled as his dresser when he was a baby, around to the side of the bike here. So I don't know if you guys noticed my roll around box here. This was actually a dresser that we had in each of our boys' bedrooms as they were growing up. So we got all types of stickers, NBA stickers on this thing, and It's a great toolbox that I have out in the garage. Complements the toolbox that's down in the basement. So we'll go ahead and we're going to get these T25 screws out. I'll go ahead and store those for later. I want to make sure I keep some pressure on the reservoir cap. I don't want any brake fluid leaking out, especially after I just had the service done. And I guess the other big reason is brake fluid is highly corrosive. So I'm going to put the spacers in place. A couple of those spacers look like they have a little liquid on them. I'm going to just clean that off. Make sure it's not brake fluid from the person that I bought these from. Alright. Got the tapered bushings in place. Put this lid down on top. Again, using the hardware that was provided. I'm just gonna start these with my fingers. Being extra cautious not to cross thread or strip them in any way. Okay, using an Allen key, I'll go ahead and just finish them up. And again, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did turn the handlebars all the way to the left. That's going to keep my reservoir lid perpendicular to the ground. Again, if it was turned one way or the other, it would have a tendency to potentially leak brake fluid. And again, the BMW did a great job with the R18. The chrome finishing. I'd hate to have any of that tarnished or badly corroded due to just being hazardous with the... Okay, that's nice and tight. Again, we'll take a closer look at this thing. That looks pretty good, right? Looks nice against the black lacquer dash. I got some chrome on the controls, black handlebars. All in all, I didn't think I was really going to be that crazy about this, but this stuff is starting to grow on me. Alright, so let's we're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn the handlebars and we'll get this thing going, and we'll start on the clutch reservoir. We're on the clutch side now. Again, wash, rinse, repeat. I'm going to do exactly the same thing that we did on the brake side. And go ahead and remove the 3 T25s. Again, I want to try and keep some pressure on the lid because I don't want any brake fluid leaking out. I'd suggest when you're done too, just do a quick check. Make sure that you know there isn't any brake fluid that leaked out onto the side of the reservoir. Okay, install the 3 tapered bushings, spacers. Fit nicely right in there. I think Roland Sands, they do some pretty cool stuff. I like a lot of their apparel. Not sponsored by them, but I do find stuff that I like of high quality. I have a tendency to want to share that. Alright. Just gonna again start it with my fingers. Keep it nice and loose. So that's the Roland Sands brake reservoir. It's complete. I'll go ahead and post the installation documentation. I have to say, BMW's website, super resourceful in terms of any of the accessories. They have an install documentation. I'll provide the link within the video so that you folks can just go in there, find your year bike, the model bike, and you can pull down the different accessories, and then they have the install document. I'm going to go ahead, I got my service receipt. I'm going to go ahead and get that into my book. Got my owner's manual. I'm going to log the work that I did today, as well as the service from yesterday, which was the brakes. And then, like I said earlier, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add to my existing video concerning the transmission fluid. I'm going to add 50 milliliters just to top it off. Again, some of the tools I'm using, I'm marking everything so that I'm not contaminating or cross-contaminating the different fluids across the different tools. And hope this helps. All right, be good. Thanks.